The rally behind Issa Chiroma Bakari during these 2025 presidential elections is not an English or a French thing. It is not a regional thing. It is not a language thing. It is a Cameroon thing. My people, for too long, we have lived divided by language, by pain, throughout our history. For too long, we have permitted, intentionally or not, those divisions to be used against us, whether Northwest and Southwest, or whether English or French. But today, I want to speak from the heart and appeal to our consciences, not to Anglophones, not to Francophones, not to regions or tribes, but to Cameroonians. Because whether you speak English or French, whether you come from Bamenda, from Kumba, from Maroua, from Douala, or from Betwa, you are Cameroon. We are Cameroon. And this moment we are living today, it is not just politics. It is a cry for change that comes from a deep place of common destiny to be shared, a cry that echoes from the mountains of the Northwest, the coastal waters of the Southwest, to the dusty plains of the North across the country. A cry that no bullet, no blackout, no propaganda can silence anymore. A common cry to amplify the unity in our deepest aspirations for change, for hope. To my brothers and sisters in the English-speaking regions of Cameroon, I know your pain. I know what we have been through. The scars and the trauma are clear and visible. We see them. For 10 years, our homes have been turned into battlegrounds. Our children have grown up knowing the sound of gunfire more than the sound of peace or the quiet desperation needed to educate the mind. We have buried dreams, friends, and futures by an imposed war that promised liberation but only brought us loss. But listen to me. We must draw the line here. The opportunity is unique. This opportunity we have today is unique. Because this new fight, this fight for change, is not a regional struggle. It is not about Amazonia versus La République. It is about all of us. The grand question is why? I know we will ask, why should we even get involved? Why? That question even comes to my own mind. So I'll ask you in return, should we sit idly and watch this opportunity to hold the narrative for change and freedoms to be told without us, being those who finally become a part of our own liberation? Shouldn't we be part of it? Or should we just say, let the French Cameroon handle it? We cannot fold our hands and wait, because if this system stands, nobody is free. Not you, not me, not them, nobody. We cannot say let French Cameroon handle it. So this time we must rise together, not because we can afford to, but because we must be at the front of the story that will finally liberate us, and not to be hostages of residual rescue. Let's speak the truth. Pain has no accent. Hunger has no dialect. Injustice doesn't care if you say bonjour or if you say good morning. Look at the North. For years now, Boko Haram has terrorized families, destroyed lives, burnt villages. Those people have suffered. But still, they wake up every day and believe that one day Cameroon will change. That one day their pain will mean something. That is why they are out there protesting for change and protesting for the real results to be proclaimed. So how can we, the English-speaking Cameroonians, who know suffering firsthand, stand aside and watch others fight for us? We cannot. We must not. We have to leave our own mark. We have to take part in this. Not calling for violence, but calling for peaceful protest. This fight is bigger than language. It is about the soul of a nation, the destiny of a people, and its future that has bled for too long. Let's be clear. Our enemy is not French Cameroon. Our enemy is not Anglophone Cameroon. Our enemy is the system, the one that has drained this nation for over 40 years. That is who we are fighting. A system that teaches you to distrust your neighbor, A system that silences the truth, rewards corruption, and glorifies loyalty over competence. A system that has built prisons faster than schools and palaces for politicians while hospitals crumble. That is what we are fighting for. That is the real enemy, staring at us in this moment, standing between us and the dream of a reinvented Cameroon for us and for our children. That is what we are fighting for. So when we say change, we are not just talking about the name change. I know so many of us said we just want to say a new president. But hey, we are talking about a system change, a reinvention of how we begin to rethink a more dynamic future, a change that begins with how power is shared, how justice is served, and how every Cameroonian, north, south, east, or west, can finally live with dignity. Listen carefully. When the people of the North cry out against insecurity, when the people of the South cry out against hunger, when the people of the West cry out against marginalization, when the people of the East cry out against poverty, they are all crying for one thing. They are all crying for the same thing. And the thing is change. Change is what we all cry for. The time has come for us to stop seeing ourselves as Anglophones and Francophones and start seeing ourselves as the solution. We are the solution. Because when we stand together, our voices transcend fear. When we echo our thoughts in a united front, the powers in place break brick by brick. When we speak together, the walls of oppression shake. When we move together, nothing can stop us. Let's stay together regardless of our boundaries. This movement is not for some Cameroonians. It is for all Cameroonians. Every tribe, every tongue, every background, for all of us. It is not about revenge. It is about rebirth. Generations before us fought colonialism. They gave us independence, even if it was incomplete. But now, it is our turn to fight for liberation from the system that kept us in chains for too long after the colonizers claimed to have left. The world is watching Cameroon, and history is waiting to write one of two things. Either that we stayed divided and silent, or that we rose up, united, and changed the course of our destiny. What do you want history to say? What do you want history to say? Some of us are scared, I understand. We've seen what happens when people speak out. We've watched friends arrested for simply sharing a post, or soldiers storm your villages without any reason. Yes, we've seen that happen repeatedly. But remember this, fear only wins when courage is silent. And today, courage is speaking again in Cameroon. So many people have decided to kill the silence and speak up. From the markets of Boya to the mosque in Marwa, from the classrooms of Bamenda to the farmlands of Ebolova. Yes, people are whispering the same word, change. Everybody wants change. Let that word unite us. And that whisper is about to become a roar. Yes, as long as we bring those whispers together, if we are divided, there is no way we can make that roar. If some people decide to sit back and watch others go for this, then it weakens us. But if we stand up as Cameroonians, regardless of our boundaries, regardless of what language we speak or what region we come from, one thing is certain, the roar will be loud enough for the system to listen. The time is now. If we, the people, do not stand for Cameroon today, then who will? If we do not take this stand together, then we'll spend another generation explaining to our children why we stayed silent. Our unity is our weapon. That is what makes us strong. Our courage is our shield. And our voice is our revolution. To the men and the women in our military, I have a message for you. This is your moment too. You swore an oath to protect the people, not the politicians. You swore to defend the nation, not the interest of a few. Do not let yourselves be manipulated by those who fear the truth. Do not allow anyone to use your uniform to silence the very people you were called to protect. We know the conditions you face. We understand. We know the sacrifices you make. And deep down, we are dying for the day that we can stand up to you and say to you, thank you for your service. Imagine, just imagine, that glorious day, a free Cameroon, where a mother walking down the street sees a soldier, smiles and says, thank you for your service. When a young boy waves proudly at a passing officer, not in fear, but in gratitude. Imagine that glorious day. That is the Cameroon we are fighting for. A Cameroon where the uniform stands for honor, not oppression. A Cameroon where soldiers and citizens walk side by side, defending the same truth, fighting for the same freedom. That is the Cameroon we're fighting for. So brothers and sisters in uniform, stand with the people, we beg of you. Stand for the truth. Stand for Cameroon. Issa Chiruma Bakari has said this multiple times, and I pray that you listen to his voice. To every Cameroonian watching this, rise up, not in anger, but in purpose. Join hands with your brothers and sisters across language and region, because this is not their fight. It is our fight. A fight for a Cameroon where every child can dream again. A fight where leadership means service, not power. A fight where justice is not for the few, but for all. A fight for a future where we no longer introduce ourselves by language, but by unity. When history looks back at this moment, let it say that we are the generation that stood up. That after decades of silence, corruption, and division, Cameroon found its voice again. Let it say that we came together, north, south, east, west, and we said, no more. Yes, no more. No more fear, no more lies, no more division. That is the Cameroon we dream of. Because we finally realize something powerful. That change will not come from them, it will come from us. My brothers and sisters, the cry for change has begun. It is in our hearts. I know it is in your heart listening to me. This is the time. It will not be silenced. If you believe in this message as you watch this, please share this video. Let it reach every corner in Cameroon, from the highest mountains to all our fathers' villages. Okay, hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for more videos that will come up on this platform. I do appreciate you. I know that this is a struggle. I also know that at this point, so many people have tons of things that they would love to say. I use my voice. As I call my voice, I say it is a little bird's voice. So the only way that this video, this message will reach multiple people is if you share it, right? I don't own the biggest platform, but I know that there is that burning feeling in me that wants to pass a message. That even if it means a couple of Cameroonians hear this and share it, and that we forget the lines that have been used to divide us, clear those lines and come together as one to fight for one Cameroon. For so many years, we have lived as divided people because it is Anglophone, it is Francophone. We even come in the Anglophone areas, we say it is Northwest, it is Southwest, all the things that are meant to cripple us. It is time for us to stand as one, to fight as one. And that is why I stand to say this fight, this struggle for change is not a French Cameroon thing. It is a Cameroonian thing. In our own little way, we have to participate in this. Yes, we are done with the wars. We have struggled. The English-speaking Cameroon, the North, have been devastated for years by both Boko Haram and the so-called Ambazonia War that was intended to bring us freedom, but rather brought us pain. I know we've gone through all of this. But you see this fight? This is another fight. This is a different fight. We don't want to be left behind. We must add our voices to it. We must make sure that if we go through with this, we know we can stand and hit our chest and say, yes, we participated. We were a part of this change. That is the hope. All what we have today is hope. That's a fact. Because for so many years, we've seen struggles like this that got smashed by the regime. Is this one that they can smash? You and I cannot tell. But today we stand to ignite that fire within Cameroonians to believe that we can do it. To stand up and say, yes, we can fight against the regime. We can fight against the oppression. And that is the reason I put this message out. A lot is happening in our country. So many people are underprivileged. So many people are not using their potentials. I stand to encourage you to add your voice to this fight. I know that we are very skeptical. I know that so many of us think that, oh, this is just another struggle. What will happen? All of you will speak, will go on the streets, they will crush us and come back. That is why you see Issa Chiroma Bakari doesn't stop. He keeps calling on the military because he knows that that is the lifeline of the regime. If the military, if we succeed in getting the military on our side to understand that we are just a people looking for change, we are not troublemakers, and the military stands with us, then the people that intend to crush us will have no way. Issa Chiroma Bakari is smart. He knows what he's doing. So yes, I pray that our military listens to this. I pray that all the generals hear this, that this pricks their consciences, and they know that they are serving a people, not a regime. So yes, to you who is scared, to you who is skeptical, to you who says, this will not take you people anywhere, I understand where you're coming from. But you see this act of just talking, you see this act of hope, the hope that burns in the hearts of those Cameroonians who are using their voices, of those who are on the streets protesting. That hope is igniting. That hope, even if it gets crushed, there is a satisfaction that lives within that hope had the opportunity to shine. So yes, will this succeed? You and I cannot tell, but we are not giving up. We don't give up in life. We hit life with tons of different challenges. We go through different things, whether in the country or out of the country, and we carry that armor and say, yes, we can be anything. This is that same fight that is in the heart of the people that are standing up for change. God bless our efforts. If we make it, it's going to be a victory for Cameroon, not for some Cameroonians. If they succeed in crushing it, we know that we tried. Yes, we tried. For today, that's all I have to say about Cameroon.
Dear compatriot, on Sunday, October 26, 2025, at exactly 3 p.m., I call on all Cameroonians to come out in massive numbers in every city, every village, every neighborhood across Cameroon and throughout the diaspora. Let us raise our voices together in a peaceful march to show the entire world that it is the people who chose their leaders. Let us remain united, dignified, and determined. Our strength lies in our numbers, in our discipline, and in our unshakable conviction that the future of Cameroon belongs to its children.